to coincide with the release of the new god-awful Ninja Turtles movie. I don't know that offhand, I'm just guessing just by the way the Ninja Turtles look. And as a school of the 80s, I downright do not like the way this new movie is looking. But anyway, regardless of which, to coincide with the release of this new movie, I am going to be looking at 4 excellent Ninja Turtle games. And let's just cut to the green chase and get right into it. Number 1. So let's start off with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, Radical Rescue. And as the name implies, you are rescuing the Ninja Turtles, much like the plot of what it seems like the movie is going to be. Where it looks like Raphael at some point is going to save Donatello and Michelangelo and Leonardo. Anyway, this was developed for the Game Boy. Konami, which basically had the license for a very long time for all of these Ninja Turtles games, especially in like the mid-90s or whatever. And you know, the Turtles actually haven't gone too far from brawlers in terms of game genres. There's been fighting games, brawlers, and that's about it. Different types of brawlers and fighting games, sure, but it's pretty much been those 2 games. And that's kind of unfortunate. I would like to see an RPG. I think it would work really well. Or a more action-y kind of Batman Arkham Asylum type of game, which was rumored, which was Rocksteady's next project, but maybe it is going to be their next project after Batman Arkham Knight. Anyway, getting back to this game, you start off as Michelangelo, and you're traversing the land trying to rescue your brothers. And when you rescue your brothers, you get to play as them as well. And the thing that I'm trying to allude to with the whole genre thing is, while this is like a side-scroller action game, it's actually a Metroidvania. You traverse this huge map, you're trying to find your brothers, you rescue them, fight a boss, you gain their abilities, and you can keep on going to the map and trying to finish the game. Now, the thing that's frustrating is, if you die, it sends you back to the beginning of the map. Now, I've dabbled in this game, I have not finished it, so I don't know if there's save points or what. There's passwords, so I imagine there's no Metroid-type save points where it's like, oh, this is a checkpoint, so I will die and go back here the entire time. So, yes, frustrating, but it is nice to see that they kind of try to do something different with Radical Rescue, and I applaud them for that. And it's definitely worth a look, especially going out of my 25th anniversary coverage of the Game Boy. It's definitely been on my mind to go back and check out some old Game Boy stuff, so I hope you will like that game. Number 2! Up next, we have Turtles 2, the arcade game. Yes, this was in the arcades. Not very alluring a title, but after the first game, which was horseshit, but everyone had it for some reason, they decided to say this one's from the arcade. And it is a side-scroller beating up, and you can play multiple people, and it's pretty cool. You can choose from any of the characters. The graphics are still awesome for the Nintendo. It still plays well. And by that I mean it's freaking hard. Hard as these arcade games are supposed to be, because they're trying to steal your quarters to ensure that the coin-operated machines can get a lot of money because they need to make it hard to do so. I don't even make it past this first level in my first attempt here. A little rusty. I know I made it at least level 3 when I was a kid. If I didn't beat it. I can't remember. Anyway, this is definitely a game you should definitely seek out. Get multiplayer on there. You know, grab a buddy, a Turtles fan or whatever. It's still a great game. There's another sequel that is... It's basically another arcade beat 'em up for the NES. It's I believe it's Turtles 3 or something. It's a weird title, but it's not as good. This one is definitely more fresh, but I definitely think you should check it out. Great action game, great co-op game. I would love to see a re-release, remake, or something of it. Anyway, number 3, bar none, Turtles in Time is the very pinnacle of awesome Ninja Turtles game. It was released for the Super Nintendo. It is beloved by Ninja Turtle fans and Super Nintendo aficionados altogether. You can play any of the Turtles. It is co-op. It has fantastic music, fantastic bosses. The graphics are still amazing to this day. Just excellent, colorful box art. awesome actual pixel art for the game itself, and it's still cool. Now, Ubisoft made a HD re-release of the game, and it was cool, but it didn't have that same charm because the turtles looked kind of weird in their 3D up-res, and they had to take some of the basically had to change the music because they didn't have the license to it, which sucked because the music was part of that game, part of its charm. And if you really wanted to experience this game, even if you're the Xbox one you bought it, you need to go back, find this one, seek it out. I'm sure it's not that expensive to find on Amazon or some hobbyist game shop. It's the very best in Turtles games, and you know they haven't. I mean, they've come close, I should say, to topping that. That's not to say that every game after it or before it was shit, but it's just my favorite personally, and I think you should enjoy it as well. Like I said, it still holds up today. You know, it might not be super HD graphics for your kids, because I know I've tried to give out pixel games to kids before and they have no interest in it. But you know, if you like Minecraft, this has nothing to do with Minecraft, but I'm just saying if you can get past terrible graphics like Minecraft, why can't you go back and appreciate the classics? You young whippersnappers. Anyway, enough tangent. Number 4! Last but not least, we have TMNT, which is a Game Boy Advance game that was developed to coincide with the last movie that came out. I never saw that movie. You know, I really had no interest in it for the reboot back then, especially because it was animated, and I was like, God, the movie Turtles I would like to see live action. Although, I kind of take that back after seeing what they did with Turtles for this upcoming movie. Anyway, this game is based off of that last movie that came out in 2008, 9-ish, something like that. And it kind of traverses a different genre in that it is basically Turtles, River City Turtle Ransom, New York City Turtle Ransom. Basically, I guess to put it something that kids would understand today, if you played the Scott Pilgrim game, it's that. You're going through these streets, these levels, and you get money. Money can be used for upgrades and new equipment and stuff like that, as well as curative items. So it's part RPG, part brawler. And for a Game Boy Advance game, this is another game with excellent, excellent pixel art. The dialogue's not too bad. It, you know, plays actually pretty well. It doesn't really get bogged down by that said dialogue. You can skip past it if you want. But it's definitely kind of like a hidden treasure that I don't think a lot of people played, actually, because not a lot of people play games based off of movies except for children, and children can be, you know, when you're a kid, you don't really take light in what you're playing. Or actually, you do take light in what you're playing. I reverse that. And that you don't care. It's like, oh, I like the Harry Potter movie. I bet I'll like this Harry Potter game. Cool, I'm playing Harry Potter. This is so neat. Then you grow up and you go back to it and it's like, wow, this game was shit. And that is not me. Let me think of some game that I played that was shit when I was a kid. Oh yeah, how about the original Ninja Turtles game for the Nintendo? That game was shit. That game is shit. People remember it. And they think it's great. No, go back to it. It's shit. This game is not. Play this game. That's it.